In the mid-1980s, the gaming world was buzzing with revolutionary titles, yet few could anticipate the impact of a game from Konami, Castlevania. Released in 1986, this gothic horror adventure became an instant classic, offering players an experience unlike any other. Its blend of horror themes and challenging gameplay struck a chord with gamers, creating a cultural ripple effect that transcended the gaming community, inspiring books, films, and a myriad of sequels. Castlevania was more than just a game, it was a revolution. Its introduction of a dark and atmospheric setting was a bold move, setting it apart from the colorful and cartoonish aesthetics of its contemporaries. Players were captivated by its unique theme, which combined gothic architecture with a spine-chilling soundtrack, making it a beloved title that still resonates with fans today, nearly 4 decades later. The release of Castlevania was a landmark event that helped cement the Nintendo Entertainment System as a staple of home entertainment. It drew players into a world where they battled the forces of darkness, igniting a passion for horror that would permeate gaming culture for years to come. The game's influence can be seen in countless titles that followed, each inspired by Castlevania's pioneering spirit and its ability to tell a compelling story through gameplay. The development of Castlevania was no small feat. Under the guidance of Hitoshi Akamatsu, Konami's team faced the challenge of creating a rich, immersive experience within the technical confines of the NES. They had to carefully manage the limited memory and processing power, ensuring that the game's intricate level design and complex enemy patterns could be rendered smoothly without sacrificing performance. One of the key challenges for the developers was the NES's limited color palette and sprite capabilities. To compensate, the team employed creative workarounds, such as using sprites to overlay detailed backgrounds and employing clever color combinations to create the illusion of depth and texture. These techniques allowed Castlevania to achieve a visual fidelity that was impressive for its time, even with the system's constraints. Sound was another area where Castlevania excelled despite hardware limitations. The NES's sound chip was notoriously difficult to work with, yet Konami's composers managed to craft a hauntingly memorable soundtrack. They relied on innovative use of the limited sound channels, blending melodic themes with chilling sound effects to heighten the tension and immerse players in the game's eerie atmosphere. The team behind Castlevania was adept at overcoming the NES's memory constraints by optimizing code and using memory banks to load different game elements as needed. This allowed them to include a variety of enemies, each with distinct behaviors and patterns, without overwhelming the system's limited resources. These technical feats were instrumental in delivering the challenging and diverse gameplay experience that fans came to love. In the realm of design, the developers faced the task of creating a cohesive narrative within a platformer framework. They accomplished this by integrating story elements into the gameplay itself, using level progression and enemy encounters to convey the tale of Simon Belmont's quest to defeat Dracula. This approach not only enhanced player engagement but also set a precedent for storytelling in future video games. At its core, Castlevania introduced groundbreaking gameplay mechanics that would influence countless games in the years to come. The whip, Simon Belmont's primary weapon, provided a unique combat experience. Its range and versatility allowed players to engage enemies with precision, a stark contrast to the jump-and-bop mechanics prevalent in other platformers of the era. In addition to the whip, Castlevania offered a variety of sub-weapons, each with its own strategic advantages. From the throwing axe's ability to hit airborne foes to the boomerang's capacity for multiple hits, these items added depth to the combat system. Players had to carefully manage their heart resources, which served as ammunition, adding a layer of tactical decision-making to the gameplay. The game's platforming elements were equally innovative. Castlevania featured a multi-directional whipping mechanic that allowed players to attack in 8 directions, providing a level of control and precision that was unprecedented at the time. This mechanic not only enhanced combat but also played a crucial role in navigating the game's treacherous environments, adding to the overall challenge. Another significant innovation was the introduction of a life bar for the player, which represented a shift from the traditional one-hit death mechanic seen in many other games. This allowed for a more forgiving experience, enabling players to withstand multiple hits and encouraging exploration and experimentation without the constant fear of immediate failure. Perhaps one of the most influential aspects of Castlevania's gameplay was its emphasis on timing and pattern recognition. Enemies followed distinct patterns, and players had to learn and adapt to these rhythms to progress. This focus on mastery created a rewarding gameplay loop that kept players engaged and eager to conquer each new challenge. The level design in Castlevania was meticulously crafted to challenge players while telling a story. Each stage was themed and progressively more difficult, guiding players through Dracula's castle with increasing tension and stakes. The architecture of the castle itself became a character in the narrative, with its Gothic halls and treacherous traps. Boss battles in Castlevania were a highlight, each serving as a climactic test of the player's skills. From the menacing vampire bat to the monstrous Frankenstein's monster, each boss was designed with unique patterns and weaknesses that players had to discover and exploit. These encounters required strategic use of subweapons and precise timing, offering a satisfying sense of accomplishment upon victory. The game's difficulty curve was carefully balanced, with early levels serving as an introduction to the mechanics and later levels pushing players to refine their skills. The pacing was deliberate, with moments of intense action interspersed with quieter sections that allowed players to regroup and prepare for the challenges ahead. This balance kept the experience engaging and rewarding throughout. The final confrontation with Dracula was a culmination of all the skills and strategies players had developed throughout the game. This multi-stage battle required mastery of the whip and subweapons, as well as quick reflexes and keen observation. The defeat of Dracula was a fitting end to the journey, offering a sense of closure and triumph that left a lasting impression on players. The music of Castlevania is perhaps as iconic as its gameplay. Composed by Kinuyo Yamashita and Sato Terashima, the soundtrack featured a blend of haunting melodies and driving rhythms that perfectly complemented the game's gothic atmosphere. Tracks like Vampire Killer and Wicked Child became instant classics, etched into the memories of players and establishing a high bar for video game music. The sound design in Castlevania extended beyond its music, encompassing a range of atmospheric effects that heightened the player's immersion. From the crack of the whip to the eerie echo of footsteps in Dracula's castle, every sound was crafted to enhance the sense of being in a living, breathing world. These audio elements played a crucial role in creating the game's tense and foreboding mood. Despite the technical limitations of the NES, the audio team managed to create a rich and dynamic soundscape through creative use of the system's sound channels. The layering of melodies and harmonies was achieved through clever programming techniques, allowing Castlevania to deliver a full-bodied audio experience that was rare for its time. This attention to detail helped solidify the game's place in the annals of video game history as a masterclass in sound design. Hidden within the depths of Castlevania were secrets and Easter eggs that added an extra layer of intrigue for intrepid players. From invisible staircases to hidden power-ups, these secrets rewarded exploration and provided players with tools to ease their journey through the game's punishing levels. These hidden elements became a topic of discussion and camaraderie among players, fostering a community of shared discoveries. Yet, Castlevania was not without its frustrating moments. The game's difficulty was notorious, with sections that tested even the most seasoned players. The infamous staircase mechanics, where players were vulnerable to enemy attacks, often led to unintentional deaths. These challenges, while frustrating, were part of the game's charm, demanding patience and perseverance and making victory all the sweeter. One of the most infamous moments in Castlevania was the battle against the Grim Reaper, a boss fight that many players found particularly grueling. With its relentless barrage of scythes and near-perfect timing required, it became a rite of passage for fans. Overcoming this challenge was a badge of honor, a testament to a player's skill and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. Despite its challenges, Castlevania was a game that encouraged players to return, driven by the thrill of discovery and the satisfaction of overcoming its many trials. The game's cryptic hints and hidden paths offered a depth that begged to be explored, rewarding those who took the time to delve into its secrets and unravel its mysteries. This sense of mystery and challenge contributed to its enduring legacy. The success of Castlevania on the NES led to its porting across numerous platforms, including the MSX2 and Commodore 64. Each version brought subtle changes, adapting the game to different hardware capabilities while maintaining its core experience. These ports ensured that Castlevania reached a wider audience, cementing its status as a classic and expanding its influence in the gaming world. The legacy of Castlevania was further solidified through its sequels, each building upon the foundation laid by the original. Castlevania II, Simon's Quest, introduced RPG elements, while Castlevania III, Dracula's Curse, expanded on the story and gameplay mechanics. These sequels not only kept the franchise fresh but also demonstrated the series' capacity for innovation and adaptation. Beyond its direct sequels, Castlevania has left an indelible mark on the gaming industry. Its influence can be seen in countless titles that followed. From the Metroidvania genre it helped spawn to modern games that draw inspiration from its atmospheric storytelling and challenging gameplay. Its impact is a testament to the game's design, which continues to inspire developers and entertain players to this day. Today, Castlevania is celebrated not only as a cornerstone of gaming history but also as a cultural touchstone that has transcended its medium. Its blend of horror, action, and storytelling has inspired a loyal fanbase and a rich legacy that includes animated series, reimagined games, and even fan-made tributes. As we reflect on its journey, we see Castlevania not just as a game, but as a phenomenon that continues to captivate and inspire.